pause what you're doing and listen carefully. You are in the last stage of your awakening journey. Few people ever reach this point, yet somehow you've arrived at this life-changing threshold. This isn't a small step in your growth, this is the final doorway before your entire existence transforms. Look around you. Notice how differently you see the world now. That's because the veil is thinning. You're seeing glimpses of what awaits beyond this final stage. All those unexplained feelings and experiences finally make sense when you understand where you truly stand on your path. Everything led you here. Nothing was accidental. Your entire journey has been building to this moment. Each lesson, heartbreak, and victory was preparation for crossing this final threshold. The universe doesn't bring anyone to this stage until they're genuinely ready for what comes next. Haven't you noticed strange things happening lately? The way time feels different. How certain people suddenly exit your life while new ones appear. Those moments when you feel a strange certainty about things you shouldn't logically know. These aren't random events, they're confirmation that you stand at the edge of completion. Your awareness started expanding the moment your soul decided it was time. What began as a small crack in your perception has grown into a doorway that now stands wide open. The universe never rushes this process, it unfolds when every necessary lesson has been absorbed. Crossing this final threshold demands letting go of everything familiar. The beliefs you still cling to, the identity you've built, the fears you've nursed, all must be released to move forward. This opening won't stay accessible forever. Powerful energies are supporting you right now, making this crossing easier than it's ever been. Miss this window and the path becomes much harder. Can you feel that mix of excitement and terror? That's how you know you're truly here. Hit that like button right now if you're feeling these changes happening in your life. When you do, you're sending a clear signal to the universe that you're consciously participating in this final transformation. Right now, as you watch this, unseen helpers surround you. They've been guiding your journey from the beginning, waiting for you to reach this precise moment when full awakening becomes possible. Drop a comment saying "ready for completion" to activate deeper awareness. The moment you declare your readiness, something shifts in your energy field. Doors open that were previously locked. Information becomes available that was previously hidden. I'm serious about this, don't just watch passively. Your active participation creates a completely different outcome than simply absorbing information. This final stage requires your conscious engagement. The energy supporting this transformation is strongest right now. Engage with this message while this powerful window remains open. Let's talk about how you know you're truly in this final phase. The evidence has been piling up around you, creating a pattern that's impossible to ignore once you see it. Have you experienced sudden moments of clarity that seem to come from nowhere? Times when the mental chatter stops completely and you feel absolute certainty? The increasing number of coincidences that seem personally meaningful? These aren't random events, they're confirmation signals appearing because you've entered the final stage. Comment "I recognize these signs" if you're noticing these patterns. Your awareness of these markers actually accelerates your progress through this final phase. Many people report experiencing time differently in this stage. Days blur together or seem to stretch endlessly. You might find yourself losing track of hours or feeling like you're moving at a different speed than everyone else. Notice how your priorities have shifted dramatically. Things that once seemed crucial now feel meaningless, while simple moments carry profound significance. Your attention naturally drifts toward deeper questions about existence rather than daily concerns. You might catch yourself seeing beyond physical reality, perceiving energy fields, noticing patterns others miss, or sensing information about people and situations without being told. Your consciousness is literally expanding beyond normal perceptual limits. The most telling sign is a profound sense of knowing coupled with uncertainty. You're absolutely certain something momentous is happening, yet unable to fully explain or understand it. This paradox is the clearest indicator that you stand at the threshold of complete awakening. Unlike earlier stages of growth, these experiences don't come and go, they're becoming your new normal. Why is this happening now? The timing of your arrival at this stage isn't random, it's precisely orchestrated for maximum success. Think about what's been happening in your life recently. Notice how certain cycles have completed themselves. Relationships, career phases, living situations, many aspects of your life have reached natural conclusion points simultaneously. This convergence creates the perfect conditions for transformation. Tell me in the comments if you've noticed these cycles completing in your life. Sharing your experience helps solidify your awareness of this divine timing. Your personal readiness merges with larger cosmic cycles right now. Energy patterns supporting transformation are unusually strong during this period, creating a unique window of opportunity that hasn't existed before and won't repeat in the same way. Many who reach this stage report feeling they've been waiting for something their entire lives, without knowing what it was. That waiting ends now. Everything you've experienced, every challenge, every insight, every relationship, has been perfectly timed preparation for this moment. Earlier in your journey, attempting to cross this threshold would have been premature. Your energy system wasn't ready to handle the expansion. Later would mean swimming against the current rather than with it. Notice how certain insights that confused you before suddenly make perfect sense now? Information you couldn't process earlier now integrates effortlessly into your understanding. This changing capacity for integration is a clear sign of perfect timing. Your readiness combined with these supportive energies creates an unprecedented opportunity for completion that exists only in this precise window of your experience. Before we look ahead, let's acknowledge how far you've already come. Most people never master even one of these areas, yet you've developed proficiency in all of them. You've learned to recognize truth beyond appearances. Remember when you believed everything you were told? Now you naturally sense the reality beneath the words, the energy behind the facade. This discernment didn't come easily, you earned it through countless experiences of being deceived until you developed this inner knowing. Share in the comments one truth you've recognized that others around you still don't see. Your clarity might help someone else develop this same discernment. You've mastered emotional alchemy, transforming difficult feelings rather than being controlled by them. Pain, fear, anger, these emotions once ruled your life. Now they serve as messengers and catalysts for growth. This mastery came through facing rather than avoiding your darkest feelings. Perhaps most importantly, you've learned to surrender control. Earlier in your journey, you tried to force outcomes and direct your growth. Through repeated lessons, you discovered the wisdom of allowing life to unfold, trusting the process even when you couldn't see where it was leading. You've developed extraordinary resilience. Each time you were broken open, you reassembled yourself more authentically. This resilience wasn't born from avoiding difficulty but from moving through it consciously. These achievements aren't small, they represent remarkable evolution that most humans never complete in a lifetime. Each mastery built upon the previous ones, creating the foundation necessary for this final stage. Nothing in your journey was wasted. Every experience contributed essential elements to your readiness. As you enter this last stage, unique challenges appear that differ completely from earlier obstacles. Understanding these challenges helps you navigate them successfully. The most surprising challenge is increased sensitivity combined with continued worldly participation. Your awareness has expanded beyond ordinary consciousness, yet you must still function in regular life. This creates a strange disconnect as you perceive more than others while participating in systems you now see through. Tell me in the comments if you're experiencing this heightened sensitivity. Knowing others face this same challenge can help you feel less isolated. Another major challenge is the subtle ego trap of spiritual identity. Just when you think you've transcended ego, it reappears in spiritual disguise, as the awakened one, the knowledge holder, or the special perceiver. This final ego form is the most difficult to recognize because it wraps itself in truth. Many face the disorientation of identity dissolution. Who are you if not your story, your roles, your accumulated knowledge? As final stage integration progresses, even your spiritual identity must dissolve, creating profound disorientation before reformulation. The fear of complete surrender intensifies in this stage. Earlier surrenders were partial, giving up control in certain areas while maintaining it in others. Final surrender feels like death because, energetically, that's exactly what it is, complete dissolution of who you've believed yourself to be. These challenges aren't signs of regression or failure. They appear precisely because you've mastered earlier lessons and are ready for these final tests. Their appearance confirms your advancement rather than suggesting you've taken a wrong turn. You're not facing this final stage alone. An entire network supports your completion, operating both visibly and invisibly in your experience. Have you noticed certain people appearing in your life at exactly the right moment? Someone who says exactly what you need to hear or provides precisely the resource you require? These aren't coincidences, they're part of your divine support system activating around you. Write support activated in the comments to acknowledge and strengthen these connections. Recognition of support actually increases its effectiveness in your experience. Your support extends beyond physical helpers. Pay attention to seemingly random information that comes your way, books that practically fall off shelves, videos that appear in your recommendations, overheard conversations that address exactly what you've been questioning. These coincidences represent non-physical guidance systems working overtime during your final stage. Dreams intensified during this phase, becoming more vivid, meaningful, and instructive. Your sleep time isn't just for rest anymore, it's an active learning period where guidance continues while your conscious mind rests. Many report sensing presences around them during this stage, feeling watched over, guided, or accompanied by unseen helpers. This perception isn't imagination but growing awareness of support that has always been present but previously undetected. Your own higher consciousness aspects form the most powerful part of this support network. The wisdom and knowing you access increasingly comes from your expanded self rather than external sources. This multi-layered support ensures you never face crucial thresholds alone. Every challenge in this final stage comes with precisely matched support designed specifically for your unique awakening pattern. As final integration progresses, dormant abilities activate that transform how you experience and interact with reality. These aren't supernatural powers but natural capacities that were always yours, now becoming accessible. Direct knowing becomes increasingly common, understanding something completely without learning it through normal means. You simply know things you shouldn't logically know, accessing information beyond what your physical senses could provide. Comment: "This is happening to me" if you've experienced this direct knowing. Acknowledging these emerging abilities helps integrate them more fully. Your energy field strengthens dramatically during this phase. People may comment that you seem different or that they feel calm, energized, or uplifted around you without understanding why. Your presence itself becomes a transformative force affecting environments and people you encounter. Many develop heightened perception during this stage, seeing energy fields, noticing subtle patterns, or sensing information about places and objects. What begins as fleeting glimpses becomes more sustained as integration progresses. Time perception shifts fundamentally. You'll experience moments when time seems completely non-linear, where past, present and future appear simultaneously accessible rather than sequential. These experiences expand as your consciousness stabilizes in its higher functioning. Communication transforms from information exchange to direct resonance. You'll find yourself understanding others beyond their words, connecting heart to heart rather than mind to mind. These abilities emerge naturally as part of your expansion, no special techniques or practices required. They represent your consciousness returning to its natural functioning rather than acquiring something new. The most significant emerging ability is your capacity to remain centered in expanded awareness regardless of external circumstances, maintaining your awakened perspective in everyday situations. Understanding what actually happens during completion helps you navigate this phase consciously rather than being overwhelmed by it. The completion process follows a recognizable pattern despite individual variations. First comes intensification, everything speeds up, challenges arise rapidly, emotions amplify, and significant life changes occur in quick succession. This acceleration serves to bring remaining patterns to the surface for resolution. Share your intensification experiences in the comments. Has life suddenly accelerated for you? Your sharing creates connection with others experiencing similar processes. Next comes the surrender point, a profound letting go unlike anything you've experienced before. This surrender isn't about specific situations but about your entire way of being. It often feels like dying because your identity structure actually does dissolve in this phase. Following surrender comes the void space, a disorienting period where old reference points have dissolved but new ones haven't yet stabilized. Many describe this as floating in emptiness, neither here nor there. This void period may be brief or extended depending on your unique pattern. Integration emerges gradually from the void. New perception stabilizes, bringing coherence to your experience. What felt chaotic begins arranging itself into new patterns of understanding and functioning. Throughout these phases, energy moves through your system in waves rather than steadily. You'll experience periods of intense processing followed by remarkable clarity, then another wave begins. This pulsing pattern allows integration to occur without overwhelming your system. The most important guidance: don't resist any phase of this process. Resistance creates suffering while surrender allows grace. Each phase serves essential purposes in your completion, even when uncomfortable or confusing. What awaits beyond completion? Understanding the nature of post-awakening existence helps orient you toward what's emerging. The most immediate change is perceptual. What you once accessed only in peak experiences or deep meditation becomes your baseline awareness. The boundary between ordinary and non-ordinary consciousness dissolves completely, creating unified perception that encompasses multiple levels of reality simultaneously. Comment: I glimpse this already if you've had moments of this expanded perception. These glimpses preview your emerging baseline awareness. Relationships transform fundamentally as your completion stabilizes. Connections based on shared limitations naturally fall away while those supporting mutual expansion strengthen. New relationships form effortlessly with others who share or complement your frequency. Purpose shifts from seeking to embodying. The questions that drove your search dissolve as you recognize that your presence itself is your purpose. Being rather than doing becomes primary, though your doing flows with unprecedented effectiveness from this new state of being. Many report that life becomes simultaneously simpler and more profound after completion. Ordinary moments contain extraordinary depth. Complexity resolves into elegant simplicity. Paradoxes that once confused the mind become naturally comprehensible. Reality creation accelerates dramatically as the gap between consciousness and manifestation narrows. Your thoughts, feelings, and focus materialize with increasing speed and precision, requiring new levels of awareness about what you're creating. Time perception permanently alters. Linear progression gives way to quantum experience where multiple timelines become accessible through your focused attention. Past, present and future appear as access points rather than fixed sequence. Despite these profound changes, life continues. You still participate in ordinary activities but bring extraordinary awareness to them. This integration of transcendent and immanent creates the unique experience of embodied awakening. As your completion stabilizes, you naturally become a way shower for others on similar paths. This isn't something you decide to do. It happens organically as your frequency affects those around you. You'll notice increased sensitivity to where others stand in their own process. You can perceive their blocks, potential openings, and next growth steps with remarkable clarity. This perception happens automatically without analysis or effort. Tell me if you're already experiencing this heightened awareness of others' processes. Has your perception of people changed recently? Your presence itself becomes transformative. Simply being around you accelerates others' growth because your stabilized field creates resonance that helps others attune to similar frequencies. This happens without any attempt to change or fix people. Communication transforms from information transfer to energy transmission. When you speak about your experience, you're not just sharing concepts but actually transmitting the energy of awakening. Your words carry a charge that activates similar awareness in receptive listeners. Many find that teaching or guiding happens without planning. People are drawn to you with specific questions that match exactly what you learned through your own challenges. These synchronistic connections create perfect learning opportunities for both parties. The most effective guiding happens through authentic living rather than deliberate teaching. As you simply live from your awakened perspective, you demonstrate possibilities that inspire others more powerfully than any formal instruction could. Important guidance becomes available about maintaining boundaries while supporting others. You'll understand intuitively when to offer assistance and when to allow others their necessary challenges. This discernment prevents depletion while maximizing genuine service. Your awakening completes not just for yourself but as contribution to collective evolution. We arrive at the most profound truth about your final stage. Beyond personal transformation, your completion serves the awakening of all consciousness. You're part of a leading wave raising the baseline frequency available to everyone. Leave a final comment saying completion activated to anchor this integration in your field. This declaration serves as both recognition and commitment to your process. Trust your unique completion pattern completely. Although certain elements are universal, your specific experience unfolds according to your soul's perfect design. Release all comparisons with others' awakening journeys. Remember that integration continues long after the dramatic phase is complete. Your new awareness stabilizes progressively, incorporating every aspect of your being and life. This integration process unfolds naturally without forcing or directing it. The most beautiful truth: nothing can prevent your completion once you've reached this stage. The momentum of your consciousness ensures continued evolution regardless of temporary setbacks or challenges. Your connection with universal consciousness remains unbroken through all phases of completion. You're never truly alone or unsupported, even in the most intense moments of transformation. Receive this final activation with your full being. Every level of your consciousness aligns with your highest evolution. Every cell in your body participates in this transformation. The gateway stands open before you. Your completion unfolds in divine perfection.